Did you know that most women over 40 are literally starving their bones every single day without even realizing it? Here's the shocking truth. While you're spending money on expensive calcium supplements that your body barely absorbs, there's one simple food sitting in your kitchen right now that delivers a whopping 400 milligrams of bioavailable calcium in just one serving. And here's what's even more incredible. This food has been hiding in plain sight, used by our grandmothers for generations, yet the supplement industry doesn't want you to know about it because it would cost them billions. Stay with me because what I'm about to share will completely change how you think about bone health, and by the end of this video, you'll discover why this one food is more powerful than any calcium pill you've ever taken. Hey beautiful, if you're new here, I'm so glad you found this channel. This is your safe space for real, science-based natural health solutions that actually work for women like us. If you're tired of confusing health advice and expensive supplements that don't deliver results, hit that subscribe button right now because I share practical, proven strategies every week that help women over 40 build stronger bones, boost energy, and age gracefully using nature's most powerful tools. Let me ask you something personal. Are you one of those women who religiously takes her calcium supplement every morning, thinking you're doing everything right for your bones? Maybe you've even increased your dose because your doctor mentioned your bone density isn't what it should be. I completely understand because I used to be exactly the same way. But here's what changed everything for me, and it's going to change everything for you too. The reality is that calcium deficiency has reached epidemic proportions among women our age. The statistics are absolutely heartbreaking. By age 50, 1 in 2 women will suffer a fracture related to bone loss. 1 in 2. That means you or your best friend. And by age 65, the numbers get even scarier. But here's what the medical establishment isn't telling you. This isn't happening because we're not getting enough calcium. It's happening because we're not getting the right kind of calcium in the right way. You see, most calcium supplements are made from limestone or oyster shells. Yes, you heard that right, we're essentially eating rocks and expecting our bodies to absorb them. Your digestive system looks at these synthetic forms of calcium and says, what am I supposed to do with this? The absorption rate is pathetically low, sometimes as little as 10 to 15%. Meanwhile, the calcium that doesn't get absorbed can actually cause problems, kidney stones, constipation, and even interfere with the absorption of other essential minerals like magnesium and zinc. But nature has a different plan. There's one food that delivers calcium in a form your body recognizes, absorbs, and uses immediately. This food doesn't just give you calcium, it gives you calcium plus all the cofactors your bones need to actually use that calcium effectively. And the amount? A staggering 400 milligrams in just one serving. That's more than a third of your daily needs in one simple, delicious food. Are you ready for this? It's sesame seeds. Specifically, sesame seed paste, also known as tahini. Now, before you think, oh, that's just another health food trend, let me share something that will blow your mind. Traditional Middle Eastern and Mediterranean cultures have been using sesame seeds as a primary calcium source for thousands of years. These are cultures where osteoporosis rates are significantly lower than in the Western world, even among elderly women. Here's what makes sesame seeds absolutely magical for bone health. 1/4 cup of sesame seeds contains approximately 400 milligrams of calcium. But that's just the beginning. These tiny powerhouses also contain magnesium, phosphorus, zinc, and vitamin K, all essential cofactors that help your body actually utilize the calcium instead of just passing it through your system. Think of it this way, if calcium is the brick, then magnesium is the mortar that holds your bone structure together. Phosphorus works with calcium to form the hard tissue of bones and teeth. Zinc is essential for bone tissue renewal, and vitamin K activates the proteins that bind calcium to your bones. Sesame seeds give you this entire team of bone-building nutrients in one perfect package, exactly the way nature intended. But here's where it gets even better. The calcium in sesame seeds is bound to organic compounds that your digestive system recognizes as food, not foreign substances. This means absorption rates of 60 to 80% compared to the measly 10 to 15% you get from most supplements. It's like the difference between trying to water your garden with a broken sprinkler versus a gentle, steady rain that soaks deep into the soil. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds too simple. How come my doctor never told me about this? The answer might surprise you. Medical schools spend very little time teaching nutrition, and the supplement industry has convinced both doctors and patients that synthetic is somehow better than natural. It's simply not true. Let me tell you about my friend Sarah. She's 58, and 3 years ago her bone density scan showed early signs of osteoporosis. Her doctor immediately wanted to put her on medication, but Sarah asked for 6 months to try a natural approach first. She started incorporating 2 tablespoons of tahini into her daily routine, sometimes stirred into her morning smoothie, sometimes as a dip for vegetables, sometimes mixed into salad dressings. But Sarah didn't stop there. She also made sure to get adequate vitamin D from safe sun exposure and a quality supplement, added weight-bearing exercise to her routine, and reduced the bone-depleting foods in her diet like excessive caffeine and processed sugar. 6 months later, her follow-up scan showed not just stabilization, but actual improvement in her bone density. Her doctor was amazed and asked what she'd been doing. This brings me to something crucial that I want you to understand. Sesame seeds aren't just about calcium. They're about giving your body the complete nutritional package it needs for bone health. These remarkable seeds also contain healthy fats that help absorb fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin D and K, both essential for bone health. They contain lignans, which are plant compounds that may help maintain healthy estrogen levels as we age, and estrogen plays a crucial role in maintaining bone density. Here's how you can start using this bone-building superfood today. The easiest way is to buy tahini, which is simply ground sesame seeds, from your local grocery store or health food store. Look for organic, unsweetened versions. Start with 1 tablespoon per day and work up to 2 tablespoons. You can stir it into smoothies, use it as a base for salad dressings, mix it with a little honey and spread it on apple slices, or thin it out with lemon juice and herbs to make a delicious vegetable dip. If you prefer whole sesame seeds, you can toast them lightly in a dry pan for extra flavor and sprinkle them on salads, yogurt, or oatmeal. You can also blend them into your smoothies or grind them fresh in a coffee grinder. The key is consistency. This isn't about eating a huge amount occasionally, it's about making sesame seeds a regular part of your daily nutrition. But here's a detail that most people don't know: timing matters. For optimal absorption, it's best to consume your sesame seeds or tahini with a meal that contains some healthy fat and away from high-caffeine drinks, which can interfere with calcium absorption. Many traditional cultures consume sesame-based foods with meals, not as isolated supplements, and there's wisdom in that approach. Let me share another story that really drives this home. Maria, a 62-year-old grandmother from my community, had been taking calcium supplements for years but still ended up with a stress fracture in her foot from what should have been a minor stumble. She was devastated and scared about her bone health. That's when she started learning about food-based calcium sources. Maria began making her own tahini-based energy balls with dates, tahini, and a touch of vanilla. She'd have 1 or 2 as an afternoon snack every day. She also started adding toasted sesame seeds to her salads and soups. Within a year, not only did her next bone density scan show improvement, but she felt stronger and more confident. She told me the best part wasn't just the numbers on her scan, it was feeling like she was nourishing her body with real food instead of just popping pills and hoping for the best. This is the power of working with your body's natural wisdom instead of against it. Your bones are living tissue, constantly breaking down and rebuilding throughout your life. When you give them the right raw materials in a form they can actually use, they respond beautifully. But when you try to force synthetic supplements that your body doesn't recognize, you're essentially trying to build a house with materials that don't fit together properly. Now, let's talk about some practical ways to make this work in your busy life. I know you're juggling a million things, and the last thing you need is complicated meal planning. Here are some simple strategies that take literally minutes but deliver maximum bone-building benefits. Morning option: add 2 tablespoons of tahini to your morning smoothie along with a handful of spinach, a banana, and some almond milk. You've just created a calcium powerhouse that tastes like a milkshake but builds bones like nothing else. Afternoon option: mix 2 tablespoons of tahini with a tablespoon of honey and a squeeze of lemon juice. Use this as a dip for apple slices or carrot sticks. It's satisfying, delicious, and loaded with bone-building nutrients. Evening option: make a simple salad dressing by whisking together 2 tablespoons of tahini, the juice of 1 lemon, a clove of minced garlic, and a pinch of salt. Thin with water to your desired consistency. This turns any salad into a bone-building meal. Here's something else that's incredibly important: sesame seeds don't just support your bones in isolation. They're working synergistically with other healthy lifestyle choices you're making. When you combine adequate calcium intake with weight-bearing exercise, sufficient vitamin D, and stress management, you create an environment where your bones can truly thrive. The weight-bearing exercise part is crucial, and it doesn't have to mean grueling gym sessions. Simple activities like walking, dancing, climbing stairs, or doing basic strength exercises with light weights all send signals to your bones that they need to stay strong. Think of exercise as sending a message to your bones that says, "We're going to keep using you, so please stay strong and dense." Stress management is equally important because chronic stress elevates cortisol, which can interfere with bone building. This is where the magnesium in sesame seeds becomes doubly beneficial. It not only supports bone health but also helps your nervous system handle stress more effectively. And here's a beautiful thing about choosing food-based nutrition over synthetic supplements: you're not just getting one isolated nutrient. Sesame seeds also provide protein, healthy fats, fiber, and antioxidants. They support heart health, hormone balance, and even skin health. It's like getting a comprehensive wellness program in a tiny seed. I want to address something that might be worrying you. Maybe you're thinking, but what if I have a nut allergy? Sesame seeds are technically seeds, not nuts, but sesame allergies do exist, though they're relatively rare. If you have any concerns about food allergies, please check with your healthcare provider before making any significant changes to your diet. Also, if you're on blood-thinning medications, you'll want to discuss adding significant amounts of vitamin K-rich foods like sesame seeds to your diet, since vitamin K plays a role in blood clotting. This isn't necessarily a reason to avoid sesame seeds, but it's important to keep your doctor informed so they can monitor your medication levels appropriately. For most women, though, adding sesame seeds or tahini to the daily routine is not just safe but incredibly beneficial. And unlike synthetic supplements, you don't have to worry about taking too much. Your body will use what it needs and naturally regulate absorption. Let me paint a picture of what this could look like for you. Imagine 6 months from now, you're not worried every time you stumble or trip about whether your bones can handle it. You're not lying awake at night anxious about your next bone density scan. Instead, you feel confident that you're nourishing your body with exactly what it needs to build and maintain strong, healthy bones naturally. You're enjoying delicious foods that happen to be incredibly nutritious, rather than choking down horse pill-sized supplements that may or may not be doing you any good. You understand that bone health isn't about one magic bullet, it's about creating a lifestyle that supports your body's natural ability to build and maintain strong bones throughout your life. This is so much bigger than just avoiding fractures, though that's certainly important. Strong bones support your posture, which affects how you feel about yourself and how others perceive you. Good posture reduces back pain, improves breathing, and projects confidence. Strong bones mean you can stay active and independent as you age, playing with grandchildren, traveling, and pursuing the activities you love without fear. The investment you make in your bone health today pays dividends for decades to come. And the beautiful thing about choosing natural, food-based approaches is that you're not just addressing one isolated issue, you're supporting your overall health and vitality in ways that synthetic supplements simply cannot match. So here's my challenge for you. This week, pick up a jar of tahini from your local store. Start with just 1 tablespoon a day mixed into something you already eat or drink. Notice how it tastes, how it makes you feel, and how easy it is to incorporate into your routine. This one simple change could be the beginning of a transformation in how you think about nourishing your bones and your body. Remember, you don't have to choose between natural approaches and medical care. The best outcomes happen when you combine the wisdom of traditional nutrition with modern understanding of how the body works. Your bones will thank you for giving them real, recognizable nutrients in a form they can actually use. If you're loving these natural health solutions that actually work, make sure you're subscribed to this channel because I share practical, science-based strategies like this every week. Your future self will thank you for taking this step toward better health today. And speaking of bone health, there's something else that's absolutely crucial for maintaining strong bones as we age, but most women have no idea it's even happening in their bodies. It's a silent condition that's destroying bone density in millions of women over 50, and it has nothing to do with calcium intake. In my next video, I'm revealing the hidden hormone imbalance that's quietly weakening bones in senior women, and the natural solutions that can turn everything around. You won't want to miss this because it could explain why some women lose bone density even when they're doing everything else right. I'll see you there.